Today I'm going to show you how to use this NGSS Math Standards worksheet. Essentially, this is a worksheet that will help teachers to organize which standards they have hit and how the students are doing in regards to exit ticket data. So the first thing I'll show you is that we have a number of different sheets attached to this Google Sheets document. We have an overview, which is where your main lesson information is put in. We have an exit ticket sheet where you can enter exit tickets for your students. I also have a display that I'll show you in a little bit that enables you to grab a sheet for your students to show which standards you're going to hit and in a particular day. We have the lesson data where all the information is stored on your lessons, and we have your exit ticket data here. We also have another tab, another sheet, which contains your students, so you can import them here. We have a list of all the standards, and this includes the NGSS and the Common Core math standards. So there's over 1,600 different standards in there for K through 12. I also included the cross-cutting concepts, so those can be linked to the NGSS in case you're curious how they link. In order to do some referencing. Final little tab here is just a simple configuration where you can tell what your classes are, and I have something called coverage options. And this has to do with how much are you covering a particular standard. Did you cover it fully with a 4, or partially with 3, or very little with a 1? Let's show you how this works. First of all, I've just imported some sample students. I have made 2 classes here. I have 9 students in class 3, and I have 10 students in class 2. And then let's go to the overview page to show how it works. So let's say this grade, we have class, let's say we're doing science, and on 9/28, if I double click this, get say this is today, and we'll say this is for class 2, and we're going to say we're in middle school. So the middle school science, all of the different topics that are supposed to be covered in middle school are then listed here for science. So we have 60 or so topics. Let's say if it was a kindergarten class or first grade class, it's going to be a lot less different standards listed here. So we have a lot less here. Or we can go to high school, go up to like 9th grade, see how many topics are available. So there are a few more than middle school. And okay, so let's go back to middle school. Let's say we are in 7th grade, and we're doing science, and we want to add a lesson. So here we go. Let's do ecosystems. This is the topic. These are based on the NGSS strands. And here we go. We have which standard are we going to choose for today? So let's say on this 9/28, we're going to be developing a model to describe the cycling of matter and how it flows among living and non-living parts of an ecosystem. Okay, so that one. So what's our coverage? Well, we're going to do partial coverage. We'll have a 3, and we're just going to add this lesson. Now, if we're in a STEM class, let's say we want to add our math that we're covering at the same time. Well, let's go to math. So once again, all the standards, Common Core standards for math, are going to be listed here. And let's see. Let's say we're doing some analysis somehow, or let's say we're modeling. Let's say we're doing a modeling. So we're going to go down and model with mathematics, and we're covering this standard here. So K through 12 and 4. This is that general standard. So mathematical practice. And model with mathematics. Let's say we're doing a really good job of modeling in this one. We're going to cover all the parts of that standard. for our class, and on this, we're going to do it on the same day, 9/28. We're going to add this lesson. Let's say we also provide an exit ticket for this. We provide an exit ticket for both of these, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. But first of all, let's go over to the Display tab. Display tab is if you don't have any particular, right here we have to set it for classroom. If we don't have any information, it's just going to show this. But this was for class 2 on this particular day. It's going to show this content. So we can actually drag this, and this is the cross-cutting concept in the science here is energy and matter. So let's say we can grab this information, and we can copy that whole part and bring it into like a slideshow, Google Slides. And so we can display that to our students to show what are we covering, what is their learning target. And if you go to the standards, you'll notice that I've just basically imported, here's the standard itself, but I put an I can statement at the beginning of each of these. So you can come and edit these standards if you don't like these. They're kind of bulky, these I can statements, but they're just imported based on what standard that said. So you could come in here and edit these like, so they're a little more student friendly. Okay, but back over here to the display, so you could have that in a slideshow, and so you could prep them on what they're going to be learning during the day, during the lesson. Okay, so let's say the lesson's over, and you provide a math exit ticket for this, modeling with mathematics. We have the exit tickets, and what it's going to do, it's loading this standard into that exit ticket, so you don't have to redo that. And then it loads your class. If you put class 2 or if you put class 3, in this case it's class 2. And we have the date. You can always change the date by double clicking. So it loads all those students from this class, and then you can select what kind of what happened there. So you could, if you want to drag this down, and have them all meeting, or you can do a drop down and change it. So this student was above standard. They got a 4, say, on their exit ticket. And Amos was well below standard, just didn't get what's going on. And Carson was approaching it. He got maybe a 1 exit ticket. Okay, so we're going to add these exit tickets. Okay, so I'm going to shoot over to the exit ticket data, and you can look here. So essentially, we have it shows who needs a little more work on that standard. In this case, we could pull Carson and Amos and have them work. Okay, let's go back to the overview. So now we have this standard, and what it's going to do is we have grade 2, we have this standard for grade 7, and if we scroll down, we're going to see that this is the standard we worked on. Now this is a general standard, so usually probably want to be working with these. But in this case, we have a score of 3, which tells us that there's some difficulty there, and so we might want to work on that. But we also see this is the coverage column. See total coverage. This shows that we have a total coverage of 4, so we should have covered it quite well, but we still need to work with some of those students. Otherwise, let's go back to the ELA standard that we were working on, so we can check that one. Oops, not ELA, science standard. And our topic was ecosystems. And I think we're developing a model of cycling. There it is. So here's the one that we have total coverage of 3, so we're getting there. And we have not entered any exit ticket data. So let's say there was an exit ticket for that one. We'll go to the exit tickets, and once again, I want to reset this by double clicking or dragging. And let's say Susan was great. Mendy wasn't following. Bring Mendy down below. And once again, Carson wasn't following either. And we have Audrey. She's approaching. We're going to add these exit tickets. And then once again, all this exit ticket data is going to be stored in the exit ticket here. So we have another set of exit tickets in here for the new standard. So we have the standard listed. We give them IDs, and these IDs are referencing the other information we have. Okay, so we have a overview here. We can sort these if we want to sort by standard. We could use the sorting tool that is provided here. So we could sort, we could create a filter out only the standard we want. I'm going to go back to the overview. So once again, we see now we had some people that were below average here, and so we might need to work on the exit ticket for this one as well. So this is generally how this tool works. There are a lot of tabs down here. So with Google Sheets, of course, a lot of these you might want to hide. So you could hide this one. You could hide the configuration. You could hide standards. And you could possibly hide the other ones if you wanted to, if you're only using this for overview and exit tickets. So essentially, this is explains how you can use this tool for storing and monitoring your students' growth. And that's about it. Have a good day.